See that?
Yeah.
One of the audience members was State Farm.
Yeah, with State Farm.
That's what everybody used to call me.
Oh, it
There we
is.
go.
That's
State Farm.
awesome. That's
Farm's in the
awesome.
audience.
Hey, it's Jake from State Farm.
God, I love some of the sense of humor in this game.
Whoa. Yeah, sure, Jake. You could pocket point that, no problem. That just means I think that just means the matchmaking is actually working properly.
Yeah.
Hey, how's everyone's morning going? Everyone's doing well?
I have to work this week. Ugh.
Well, that's a shame.
I
I'm
know.
sorry.
I know. I can't complain really, but and I woke up feeling like I have a cold. I'm like, I've been off work for 3 weeks. Couldn't I have had a cold like last week when I could just sleep
Right.
in and deal with it? I'm like, why is it the day before I go back to work?
Yeah, why is it the day before you have to exert yourself that you feel like garbage?
I'm like, this is, and it's only 1 week. I work 1 week and then I'm off until after New Year. I'm like, so the 1 week I have to like grind at work.
Oh man, I'm sorry.
I know, first world problems.
Yep. We're live.
Live.
Oh, I guess that's me. I guess I'm up.
That's right.
Well, I just want to welcome everybody to stage and welcome you to join us in the live chat so you can ask your questions. And another opportunity for you to ask question is to raise your hand and come up on stage and ask your question live. So that raise your hand function isn't to say hello, it's to come up and have a chit chat with us. Don't forget to post your IDs in the live ID channel. That's your in-game IDs so that you can get a little gift from Fairy. If you have topics you would like us to discuss on stage and you think about it after stage is over, feel free to pop over to our stage topic channel and put your in-game suggestions or game suggestions in there for us to cover. Please go and show us some love and follow us on YouTube, TikTok, and Twitch because we have channels there as well. Everything today will be recorded, so if your teammates cannot join us today, feel free to head back to our stage library where our videos are and share it with your friends. And to welcome Jake, who is our leader today, and take it away.
Well, we have some very exciting announcements been made about this season, and lots of things for us to guess about. Not a ton of things for us to talk about that has been set in stone really yet. A lot up to interpretation that has been released, but we will do our best to break down this surreal wetlands for you guys.
Surreal Wetlands.
I am getting that name right, correct?
That's correct.
It's not rolling off my tongue super familiar.
No, it's
yet,
not. It's not.
It will get there, I'm sure.
Surreal Wetlands. Okay, we're moving on. Very creative.
Yeah, do you guys want to start with these ants? I'm trying to get these pictures copied and pasted into the live chat. Maybe we could start with this ant that they've given us the name for.
Yeah, so we landed on server and it looks like the season preview for up to Group 4. We haven't verified Group 5. If anyone in Group 5 can verify, you can see the Surreal Wetlands preview, season preview. Please confirm in the chat. But up to Group 4, so that's up to server 850, we can currently see a season preview, which allows us to get access, for those of you who are on event, to see more information, although clicking on the map and things gives you more information to come prompts, but we do see the map and we do see some season preview stuff. I know that Nim has been screenshotting like crazy, so if she could share some of those photos, that'd be great. If you're posting your ID in the chat, please post your ID in the live IDs channel, not in the group chat, in the live chat. So we'll direct you over there with the correct channel, please. But Nim, you see that preview? Are you excited for these new ants?
I'm excited for the new ants. I'll pop them into the live. Let's just see. Wood Country Internet. So I'm working on it. But yeah, I'm excited. I mean, they really didn't give us much other than the names. So they did just release, where is it? Yesterday. I popped it into our talking points.
Hey, look at you.
A tiny bit of a preview on, where is it? When you have 8 billion screenshots, it's a good problem to have. So this is the most detail we have on any of the ants, because their attributes and stuff don't really show up yet for us. But yeah, I'm intrigued. Although it always happens. I think I said it last week, where you just start to get your lineup in a place where you're like, yes, I know what I'm working on next. And then they bring out some new ants and you're like, okay, maybe I don't know what I'm working on next. So,
I want the Sly Hunter. Oh my God. I just like the name. How's your Sly doing? How's your Sly?
Although I have to say, some of them we guessed last week and they're not who we thought they were.
No, not even close. So again, everything. What's that?
Why do I think the Sly Hunter is going to be very OP with the latest shoot?
That's what I'm going to say. I'm going to say that Sly Hunter looks like a Lathy without the red.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I mean, these are pretty cool looking ants and pretty cool names they came up with. White Crystal, Sly Hunter, Mimic Crawler.
I bet you the Bison ant's going to be
Rainbow. Huh?
Rainbow wings. Yeah. Which one, Jake?
Looks so cool with those colors too.
Doesn't it? But I think it's going to be a dud. I bet you it's going to be one of those dud ants. It's going to look cool, but it doesn't do anything.
We don't want to.
Let's not jinx it.
Well, it's for the Guardians, so we can hope that it won't do anything.
Yeah, well, Wolfie's saying it might be better than the Weaver. That could be.
Yeah, I'm sure. But
I don't know. I'm just excited for more options.
Did you guys look at the skills? Can you see the skills of these ants?
No. The only preview was the White Crystal, which gave us like an introduction to their core skills. But what they really break down to, we have no info on that yet.
Interesting. See, you guys are lucky. Back on server, you can see all of these. We still can't see the specifics on it, but it's definitely going to be interesting. What do you think of the gameplay based on the rules in the preview?
Exactly.
So, do you think we're going to be like the individual camps have to go through the NPC camp, or do you think?
Okay, so that's the question.
Is it a work together with the other camp to kill the NPCs and then you fight each other for the tree, or is it going to be like using the NPCs to, like damage the enemy camp so you have it easier?
So
like,
do you think then
the
question that remains then is, are you thinking like we're thinking that, or I was thinking last week, that it's going to be an AI, the purple's AI or NPC, as you're saying, and either we have to go through them, or like, do you think that that's the dynamic that they're heading in?
I mean, from the map and everything that they've shown, that's what it appears. Like, basically, red camp and blue camp are on opposite sides of the map, with the like infected area being in the middle, and the rules are stating that you have to, like, whoever gets the tree in the Land of Abundance is the winner of the event. So it's definitely going to be one camp versus another camp and have to go through this NPC area. And then one of the other rules that I read into was like, based on where you place your tower, how close to some of these buildings, they're going to get attacked by harder and harder, and infected ants, which we're reading it to be NPCs. But I mean, it could theoretically also be just as easily be a third camp that maybe gets special powers and being infected, right? Like maybe they get something,
Yeah.
So I mean, we don't know enough yet, but obviously
You're talking about the infected ant type.
Yeah, I posted a screenshot there. There's a boss level, an elite level, and a normal level.
Yeah, so that's the infected ant special. The infected ants.
But from another post that they posted, they were discussing how, based on where your tower is placed close to an infected building, okay, like in the infected area, that tower comes under attack by these infected ants. And the closer the tower is, like the harder the attack is going to be on that tower, until certain amounts of, like, it almost seems like these infected ants have like a stamina of sort. So at some point it stops coming under attack. Like you can wear them out at some point. If that makes
I like
any
this. I like it. Makes it harder.
There's a fortress supply, which to me is like more like stamina almost, right? Sounds like it's stamina. And that the closer the tower is within the closer the tower is within the supply range, infected ants will launch an attack as it gets closer. But it seems that the attacks are either wipe out the supply, or depending on how far away it is.
So what you're saying, the team that has probably the best strategy and the best strength is going to be able to capture more buffs in that purple area. And it looks like the infection from the map preview is going to, you're got to go through the infected area to get to the tree zone, but also the infection will creep into your camp.
Is that what it is?
I think, well, why would the purple arrows be coming into the blue area?
Oh.
Yeah, it does seem like if you're not fighting them well enough, they might overtake you a little bit.
Yeah, they might start to take away, like the NPCs might start to take your buffs away. They start infecting your structures, and you got to go fight.
Oh, yeah, maybe.
That's what I see. I think that's what I'm saying. It's not just, hey, let's go after Red Camp, or there's now an element of what the heck's going on, right? Like the infection takes over. Yeah, I don't like that part, and where it's like it gives you like environmental zone. It doesn't give you a lot of information. Okay, well, it does give you a little bit. This was more.
It's just a lot left up to interpretation. Like we're just really making guesses at this point.
I mean, here's my, is everyone going to go for this event? Do you think there's still going to be teams out there that are going to be like, I'm going to join the beta, we're going to go to whatever? Because there's a lot of efforts that have been put into here to make this, like pretty much almost every alliance that's available to go to the event to register for it. I mean, think about it. Like they've shortened, they went from 3 different rotations down to 2 rotations, now down to 1 rotation right before this event comes out. So, I mean, it is definitely geared for everyone to want to sign up for it and seek it out, because, we don't know. And usually with the case in these events, like all those new cool ants are first only available on the event, and then they open it up to the other types. You know what I'm saying? So like,
yeah, usually 2 seasons.
Like it is weird right now for everyone to sign up for this. And then maybe after everyone's experienced it, they could sign up for a Barren Land or a Vast Jungle or Lost Island. But I definitely.
So what do you think the teams are going to look like? 3-on-3, 1-on-1, 2-on-2? Like, There's not a lot of space left on the either side of those maps. Like there's only it looks like
I'm almost thinking 2
3
on
on
2.
3, 2 on 2. Okay.
3 on 3 or 2 on 2. You know, it's going to be
what would
one
you
of
think
those.
of a 1-on-1?
I don't know.
I feel like if
I
it's
mean,
one-on-one,
it could be, but this is a big map for a 1-on-1 unless they're going to give a lot more
No,
play.
they said they made the map smaller. The map has already been announced as it being smaller.
Well, smaller areas. I don't think they said the map itself is smaller. The map looks identical in size. It just looks like different borders have been made, if that makes sense. So like it looks like the sub areas of the map are smaller.
Okay.
But I don't think it's going to be 1 versus 1. That I don't think at all. But
Yeah.
All right. Well,
I don't think so either.
I could see a 2v2 or a 3v3. I don't think it'll be more than that either. You know.
Oh,
So,
Lulu's right. Why would
Santa Claus?
that's a good point, Lulu.
Yeah, I was gonna say, why would you call it a camp if it's only one alliance?
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
well,
that makes sense.
but- yeah, I get that, but okay, let's go over to. Well, I can't even look at the season preview for Island because they call it a camp because it's your campsite.
Oh,
Right, your blockhouse is your campsite. So they call them camps in Lost Island. There's just 8 camps in Lost Island. So that's kind of where I was. But anyways, it's all speculation. We don't know. Give us more information, please. There's still 21 days left for the preview. But I don't see any other previews. So it looks like everyone has to sign up for this until the next sign up. So it'll be interesting.
Oh, they're not offering any Baron or Jungle seasons as you can
No.
see right now, at least.
no.
Nope.
Interesting.
Right. So we probably have to wait 10 days after this event closes before we get other previews like it has been in the past. Or they'll just pop up because sometimes they just pop up. They're like, oh, here you go. We're ready to launch these batches. But yeah. Yeah, see, that's way too hard. That's what I'm looking for, though. Wolfie said, lots to cover if it's 1v1 and NPCs has the ability to take over your own structures. That means it needs to split alliances in multiple directions. It's way too hard. That's the point. Make it hard. Make this a hard event where you have to say, hold on a second, we need Team A and Team B. Team A is the infiltrators into the center to go for the tree, and then we have defensive people who are defending against the structures that are being infected. So, like, I want that type of strategy because you build a tower, you got 50 people online to go try to attack. You're sending a march from 7 minutes away. Snorefest, like let's have multiple fronts where we have to think outside the normal box. Every event up to this point has been straight blunt force. Take structures, get as many as possible, and then blunt force. So I welcome a challenge. Make it hard. Make it hard so we have to figure it out, and we don't figure it out as easy as we have in Vast Jungle, Barren Lands, and Lost Island. Like Lost Island, the first Lost Island I attended, it was an absolute disaster. But by the second one, we were like, okay, we figured it out. Okay, let's sing Kumbaya and let's all touch the tree and let's all get the rewards, right? Like we evolve very quickly in the game. So enough with the auto rant. Let's move on.
You're not wrong though, because even with the NPC aspect, even if you aren't facing another aggressive alliance, you're going to have an aspect of this event where you have to fight, and dailies are going to have to take a back seat because you're going to be dealing with these NPC attacks. And like, I don't know how often, obviously, but it's going to continue to push. This is a PvE event, like, or the PvP event. Like it's both, but the PvE is coming at you like an enemy. It's not just smack the groundhog. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's like, I mean, you really are going to have to prep your team to not worry about dailies and prioritize what that looks like, because I mean, the NPC is not going to care if you are out of stamina.
Exactly. That's exactly right. But that's exactly what I'm saying, right? Like, and even Wolfie comes up to Team 18B with the time zone key activity, the ability of players to quick respond.
Mhm.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it has to be more of a controlled environment and a control. Like, you half your alliance goes, I'm sorry, I can't help take back that infected building. I blew my stamina on my dailies. It's like, well, okay. I'm wondering if it is a 1v1, again, speculation, if it's a 1v1, are they going to ask us what our protection time or what our window of fight would be, and we get matched up against other camps, other teams that look for the same thing? I hope it's a team event.
Mhm.
Sometimes I loathe my team members, but that happens. That happens with everything. Like, it's like you don't get to choose your family. You don't get to choose who your brother and sister are, right? But
Mhm. But I think,
figure it
but I
out. You
think,
got to
I
figure it
think
out.
too, that's some of the dialogue I've been seeing watching the chats. Yes, because I'm a lurker. In like the Ants official is about like, what does that, because from the literature I've read, my assumption is that there is a protection time. Like there will be a moment where you pick your time, just like in any of the other events, but it doesn't really it doesn't, like, it's still left up to interpretation whether that's you pick it before you like join the event and then you're matched based on what you've chosen, or whether it's just like every other event we have out there where you choose it once you've already been matched, kind of thing. So
Yeah.
that will be interesting to see.
I just want to
Um,
acknowledge the person putting the message on YouTube. There's a question on YouTube. When will the Season Awakenings on server 900 plus servers be available? We don't have any information on that. Usually it will be a few weeks after they are released to the first group 5, up to group 5. So stay tuned. We don't have exact dates, but it's usually a few weeks after we receive it. So sit tight, you'll get them. Sorry for interrupting. Just wanted to answer the YouTube question.
Oh, no worries.
But yeah, but back to this event. I'm excited. I'm truly, because as more information comes out, it's more of what I wanted to see in an event. There's going to be an aspect of difficulty that we haven't seen yet, like increasing the difficulty of the ants. Yeah, okay, great. It takes longer to rally a structure, right? Like boo-hoo. But like you take that structure, you hold that structure, and then nothing happens. If it becomes infected and you have to circle back, think about this. You know how you only have a tower limit and you only have so many towers you can build, and then as you progress through the game, you delete all the towers in your home area? What happens when a building becomes infected and you deleted all the towers around it? Now you got to go take it back. Like there's an aspect of the game that, like, and I'm thinking in my head going, whoa, like what's going on now? Like, do we leave towers in specific strategic spots? Like, what do we do?
Well, I think too that those mini, and for lack of a better term, those mini missteps of you place the tower just a little bit wrong, or do you know what I mean? Like those little missteps are going to be very costly when you're dealing with an environment that is going to come back at you.
Exactly.
Because if you put the tower too close, now you're dealing with a percentage and something else going on. So it's going to be, I think strategy is going to play a much bigger role. Not that it hasn't had a big role, but I mean, your missteps weren't as costly. Whereas I think that there's potential for this to be quite expensive, because the environment could beat you ever before you get to the tree zone if you don't play this right.
Yep.
Yeah.
You could be overwhelmed with infection.
Yeah, and if you're chasing fights the whole time with the purple team, then you might not have any gas in the tank left for the tree.
Mm-hmm.
It's a very cool concept, and I'm excited to see how you guys do on it.
Don't worry.
Let us take the fall first.
We will share our pains and frustrations.
Carefully listen to all your pointers.
Yeah.
But you got to remember too, like if the cost, like if the event itself is more challenging, like what do the rewards look like? Like what's the gain on the other side of it, other than it's completely super fun and you're happy to log in on a day-to-day basis? It's like, okay, well, I mean, are these new season ants going to reflect the challenges we're facing as we, evolve through this game? It'd be interesting. I'm looking forward to it, but not looking forward to it. For myself, anyway. But what else haven't we? Oh, we could talk about too. We haven't talked about, speaking of rewards, the new hill skin and frame. I think I posted images about that. Did you guys get a chance to look at those?
I
No.
did. That hill skin is very interesting.
I'll try to post them. I have them somewhere in my vast library of photographs.
Yeah, I got the hill skin now. I'm posting.
Oh, did you? Okay, I'll put the frame up.
Oh, it's the koala bear. Is
But it
a
has
koala?
yeah, and it has an animation, I think, where it does something as well.
Yeah, it shoots out stars out of its bamboo shoot. Yeah, very subjective. Oh my goodness. Thank you, developers, for another amazing skin.
I wasn't gonna say it.
His eyes
Oh
look
my
so
God.
haunted.
Doesn't it? Well, I don't know. The haunted is the word.
He kind of
Um,
looks exactly like the owl I have as my profile picture right now.
Right? Yeah. Yeah, that's what I was thinking, actually.
Oh God.
I mean, in real life, they're kind of cute.
Not that GIF that Mob just posted.
You don't think that's cute?
No.
It's cute and friend shaped for sure.
It looks like Smeagol with fur.
Smeagol.
Now I can't unsee that. Thank you so much.
Here, I did a little video so everyone can see the
Animation.
animation, the little animation, the happy ending.
Jeez.
Like, what is going on?
I mean,
What is even more exactly?
I like the frame. The frame is nice looking.
Yeah,
I never
frame's
use
cool.
frames, so like me and my opinion on frames. I think that they take up too much of the profile picture, and so it's
Nope.
it's either for me it's either have
That's that-
have the frame or have
That's
the
that
profile
country.
picture.
You're breaking up there.
Oh, is it? Sorry.
Was she breaking up for you too, Jake Dog?
No, I could hear both of
Uh-oh.
you guys.
Maybe I'm the one. Maybe I'm the one losing it.
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I mean,
Oh,
it could be
sorry.
any of us. But yeah, like I
I'm
said,
sorry.
frames take up too much
Sorry.
space.
You're not
And
a
they
frame
hide-
person?
No. Well, and first of all, they don't. I mean, I collect them and I'm happy to have them, but they don't
Yeah.
give you any form of buff. And then, like, I'm a profile picture girly, so I like to change my
Yeah.
profile picture often because I'm, like I said, in my owl era, and the frame would just take away from all of my creative fun. So,
I'm going to post a picture of my favorite frame. There you go. This is my favorite frame. Everyone's going to laugh. It's okay. I've been laughed at before. I'm used to it. Just, this is my favorite one. There you go.
the frame or the picture?
Both. It's because if you look, the roses are kind of like drooping and dying. So I'm like, oh, perfect for the Grinch.
I thought those were like Lily of the Valley type thing.
Oh, is it? Is that what it is?
I don't know.
All right. Well, they grow in my cave, and I despise them.
That's funny.
Anyways, every year at November 1st, I become the Grinch. It's just a tradition for me. I've done it for 3 years. I think 3 years in a row now. Yeah, 3 years. So it's fun, but that's my favorite frame because it doesn't take up too much space, like you're saying.
Yeah, it doesn't. You can still have a decent profile picture and not have it get in the
thing
way.
that I have a problem with is you call it a frame, but you actually it doesn't frame the photo. It takes over the photo. So it's not a frame. It's a overlay. Like, let's call it what it is here, guys.
True.
Right?
All right. What else on this event haven't we talked about? Because we like to segue into other things.
Yeah, we're good like that.
It's all right.
It's not really about the event, but you posted a talking point about the new meteorite, and
Yes. Has anybody advanced to far enough in that to like? It's like we now have 4 meteorites.
Yep.
But only 3 spots. Like, I know last time we got the last time we got a new meteorite and have the 3 spots we talked about where how we wanted to set it up. Has anyone looked deeply into like what's the best sort of layout to run those new skills?
I have, yeah, we need a 4 spot. My problem is for some reason, I don't have a jet black. I don't know why. Is anyone missing?
No.
Is anyone missing any of these ants?
now you know what it's like, Otto.
Well, I don't know how I'm missing it. I've had every ant hatched except for an SSA because it's my new Wise Berserker, and the new paid ants that I don't know why I don't have a jet black. I'm pretty sure I've hatched many jet blacks because it's a useless guardian ant, and that's what my account loves. So, anyways, but yeah, what's going to be that setup is you have to reach level 5, which is a problem for people who don't have a jet black.
Yeah.
I can't. Here we go. First, 3rd, 5th, and 7th rounds will have an 80% chance to deal 240% evolution damage to 2 random enemy squads. That's got to be the top power. Yeah, it is. That's the top. So where does it start? Where does it start? I can't see that. Is it because I don't have the jet black? No.
Maybe.
It only gives me the, yeah, it could be. I'm not, I usually, yeah, it says activate and then it takes me to the jet black page, which I don't have. Awesome. Just so awesome.
Is it this one you're looking at?
Let's see. It's the first time. Yeah. That's what I can't. Okay, so it's 80% chance it starts at 180 for 2 random enemy squads. So then let's go back and look at Trailblazer. What's its special skills?
It's so nuanced, right? Like it's not massive percentage difference, but it can make a difference in how you lay these out and what order you use them in.
Yeah.
So the
Kinda happy
Trailblazer. Sorry, go ahead.
I'm just joking, but I was kind of happy that you could only have 2 helpers because I still am missing a meteorite.
Yeah.
We do have a hand up if you haven't.
Okay.
I just thought I'd put that out there. So we might want to consider bringing them up and seeing what their question is as while we figure this out.
Yeah, do you want me to move them up on the stage?
Go ahead. That's your cat. Make it meow.
Okay, welcome, Mr. Array. I've sent you an invite.
So, as far as I can tell, it looks like the Trailblazer's better than the Conqueror, because the Trailblazer gives you at top skill 70% chance to do 380% damage to 1 random squad. Maybe not. It's just more damage, less percentage, more damage, but it's only one line. That's the Trailblazer. Each round, there's an 80% chance to do 300% damage. Evolution damage crit rate to this. Oh, we might be able to replace Explorer, but what do you put as your number 1?
Mm-hmm.
Is the question. That actually might be the number 1. So, no, Pioneer is definitely number 1. In the number 2, 4, and 6 rounds, there's a 100% chance to do 200% damage. I don't want to get rid of that. Like, that's the top after
as your number 1, like in the top spot.
Yeah, like I want to hit evolution damage every single round. Like that's 100%.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Why would you get rid of that? And then if you add that, what is there's a help? Isn't there a helper attribute? If it's a
the additional effect, you mean?
Yeah, the additional effect.
The plus 15% evolution damage, or skill damage.
Yeah. So after dealing evolution damage, has a 35% chance to. By the way, I'm talking about the new evolution.
Mm-hmm. But you wouldn't be able to know until you put it in. Let me see if I can pop in game and put it into a secondary position. I haven't. I've activated mine, but I haven't used it yet in any of my lineups. So let me go see
I can't
because you can't see it.
No, I can't.
Okay, so
that's why I'm kind of blind. I'm going blind right now.
I'll leave. Let's see. I'll swap it out just here. See. Okay. So it's only an evolution skill damage of 10%, but mine's only green. Like mine's not like I'll take a picture. It's not enhanced all the way, like very far compared to the other two. So, but I suspect my guess would be if I matched it to green, like evolved it up that high, it would be the plus 15 skill damage. So
right. Okay, there you go. Yeah, I can't see that.
So that would be my guess. It's saying 10 now, but that's because I haven't gotten it that far.
Okay.
To green yet. I mean, I'm on my way, but so I suspect. So my guess would be is that any one of these meteorite skills you use in the secondary position are going to be like a 10 or 15% just evolution skill damage. So you're basically looking at prioritizing whatever main effect skill you want, depending. Like so that's how you'd base it.
Yeah. So you would want to find your best. You'd want to find the best skill effect that works with your lineup. Put it in the number one position, and then you just boost off the other two.
Yeah.
But hold on, Pioneer has additional, so 20% and trigger all healing effect. After dealing evolution damage, heals a random squad with its own healing ratio of 40%. So the Pioneer has additional, unless you get that additional when I get it up to level 4.
Yeah, it's because you have it at such a high level, so that's why you're getting an extra.
So because I turned it to so if I turn the other ones to purple, I'll get that too.
Yeah,
probably
another attribute.
Yeah, or whether you have that in your primary or one of your helper ones, I think you'll get a slight bonus either way.
Yeah, it does change.
Right. But where do you
I remember yours had an extra additional effect, Otto, when the second meteorite first came out.
Yes.
You had an extra bonus skill that I didn't have unlocked.
Okay. Where do you see that though? It doesn't show up anywhere.
Evolution improvement, then evolution skill. I think you must have to have it unlocked, because once you go under evolution skill, I'll show you what I'm talking about.
Yeah, when you're actually hitting it in your march, it will show all three together.
Yeah, but I want to read that on the actual evolution building.
Yes,
in the building.
I know.
I just don't. I've clicked on every eye and it doesn't.
Is it this that you're talking about?
It doesn't give it to me. What do you got?
I'm working on it. I'm just slow and steady today.
Oh, okay. I was like, isn't that the same photo she just posted?
Yes. So this, it's kind of like, because you have to roll it up. It's posting, I swear. The slow internet. So you would see it in the evolution skill, and then you can roll it up. It'll show what you get, what unlocks. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, but I'm not seeing that.
Because you don't have it unlocked yet. Because you're missing an ant.
No, but I'm looking at the Pioneer Power one. I see all the levels that I unlock. I don't see how it's added. Like, where is the 15%? And then it goes 10%, 15%, 20%, and then at 15% it activates the additional skill as it's used as like a helper item. Where do you see it? Do you know? So
yeah,
triggers healing. There it is. Triggers healing effect, evolution damage. Why doesn't mine say that? No, it doesn't. I'm just ridiculous. I'm just blind.
Yeah, it happens.
Okay, so then you should be able to see that on here. No, I can't because I haven't activated. What about this one? So, what's steal effect? What is that? Anyone know what steal effect? Anyways, triggers the steal effect. After dealing evolution damage, steals 5% of the trigger squad attack and defense and supplies them with our squad in effect stackable. There's so many things going on in this game. Triggers the exhaust effect after dealing evolution damage. So, I mean, you'd have to. No, this one actually might work better as a helper. The explorer. You'd have to find out. You have it right here, but you got to get to level 4, right? Triggers the control speciality after dealing evolution damage, has 25% chance to apply one random control effect. Silence, disarm, confused on the target, increase damage by 10% for 1 round. So that's pretty interesting. I like that.
I think
I
it's
don't
a lot
know.
of I think it's a lot of testing, because I
Testing,
think
yeah.
it's like what works for me in a lineup isn't necessarily going to work the same for you, depending on all of the other percentages that
Well, that one
happen.
has a specific silence, disarm, or confuse. If you're not using any of those in your march, then that's pointless to have as
Yeah.
a secondary. You might put that as the primary though. But anyways, it'll be a lot of testing. But I think you have to get it up to level 4 to really take it through its paces. So let me know when you get there, because I don't have a jet black.
Don't you hate that? Like I hoard so many ants, and I've had to be super careful, because like when you're doing, I mean, they're like, I use my extra ants for all kinds of stuff, like spores and all that stuff. But it's like I'm always careful to keep one of everything, because
Yeah.
I feel like there's something
shell.
going to come in game, and I'm going to be like, I needed that ant.
I don't shell ant, so I don't know how I'm missing it. That's what I don't understand. I have shells, like I have shells to get spores from, but I don't have the actual ant. It doesn't make sense. Makes no sense to me.
Oh, wow.
What are you gonna do though? But yeah, the I wanted to bring up something that I think is interesting, and I was doing some lurking and looking at people's matchmaking for the last events that they were. I think the devs have finally, I wouldn't say figured out, but I think they've improved on the matchmaking. I don't know if anyone else has experienced this. Nim, I know you were on season with us last season. You'll be moving on to another group to see, and we can compare notes at that point to see how you guys matched up in your events. But I was really impressed with the matchmaking, because we've seen some teams that we haven't seen before. In the past, we've always been matched up with similar, like we've seen the same names recycled over and over again. This time it was a completely new group of players. So is everyone else experiencing the same thing in their matchmaking? It's all new groups. Can anyone confirm that, or are they on event right now with a new group? I know Jake Dog just started an event, didn't you, buddy?
No, that wasn't actually my team. That was a friend of mine. We just finished. We're on the same schedule as you.
Oh, okay. Yeah, but how did you find that matchmaking?
I found it very fair. We did face a team that we had faced before, but we were in the same rotation as you guys, so we're headed back to the first rotation. So I'm assuming we'll face some new people then.
Okay. All right, but you were happy with the matchmaking? It was pretty even?
Yeah, it was super, super even. It came down to whoever had more speed ups won, pretty much.
Oh, nice. Okay. What did you think of the last event, Nim? Did you think that the matchmaking was done efficiently? And
I did like it better this time. It was nice to play with teams we've never played with before, because I think you can always learn from your new allies and your new enemies. Like there's always strategy or the way they play, or things that you can take away. And when there's like a nice comfortability with playing people with allies you've played with before, but it's also fun to like shake things up and see how other people lead the game. I thought this one was pretty fair. I mean, I think we kind of talked about it before. I felt like like in the beginning when we looked at how we were matched up, it's like, it's kind of going to be anyone's game. Like there's going to be nuances to how we play this to see who wins the game. Like, because there were moments where I was like, oh man, we're getting shut out. And then there was moments where I was like, oh, well, I didn't expect that outcome. And yay, like good for us. Cause in the end, we ultimately won. But yeah, it was super fun to have a little bit of variety that way, because I think sometimes these events can get a little bit monotonous, and VJ isn't really my favorite. Like, it's my least favorite out of all of the events to go to anyway. So yeah,
Mine
I didn't
too.
mind.
And it's funny because, people were like, we were discussing it in leadership about what event to go to next. I'm like, well, we want to go to VJ because we want the VJ ants. And I'm like, well, you do know you can get I keep hatching Barrenland ants in my VJ hatches. So I'm pretty sure you can get those same things on Barrenland, and you vice versa. You can get, they've added them to the pool, right? So no matter where you are, you can hatch those ants. I mean, but the guaranteed ants in like the 600 egg hatch, I guess is what people are talking about, but I don't know too many spenders that are doing that. Maybe they are. I'm a mild spender now. I'll be honest. I've calmed down a lot, because I want to see how to progress the game without spending money. I find it's easy to spend the money, but it's not easy to see the reward from progressing through the game. So I slowed down, if that makes any sense. But
I try to spend more strategically, I think, now too, when it comes to like if I'm spending on an ant, which of course I just did because everybody knows that it was for a very specific reason. Like if a nice, beautiful shooter ant comes out, I've already got a decent frontline ant, and I have a decent back row ant until I actually hatch a silver. But so I'm kind of content where I'm at, like, because I really dislike spending on ants. I don't find them to be, like, for me, in my opinion, like the best investment for my money. I mean, really nothing in the ants game is the best investment for my money, but it equates out to fun, right? So, but yeah, I think I'm more careful now about what comes next. Although just watch, like next week they'll come out with a shiny insect and I'll be like, oh, come to mommy.
Infected. Imagine if they came out with infected insects.
Kind of like like shadow insects.
Yeah, like a new infected insect that when it coughs on you, it does 30% critical damage, but it's only 40% of the time.
Yeah, it's only all those little nuances. It's like, for me.
I'm excited. I'm excited for what's to come. I like to watch people who buy new shiny things. So I'm gonna miss watching your new shiny things, but it'll be fun.
I'm just excited for a new event, a new map, a new event. I love free teleports, so hopefully this event has it.
Please.
I think it should be everywhere. That's like my favorite thing in game is free teleports. I still think you should have free teleports during SVS like wars, because they would just be so much more fun.
Oh yes, if you were chasing somebody, of course.
Yeah.
Right. Someone who's unshielded. If you could chase them around, that'd be so much fun.
Oh my God, yes! Without having to be like, no, I need my 300 teleports for when I head to season.
Right.
But
exactly.
It's fun.
Yeah,
I think it'll be fun. I think a new event is just what the game needed. I think it'll bring some much needed interest for some of the players that are that have been playing a long time, and I think it's something for the newer servers to look forward to. So I don't know. I'm looking forward to it. See what comes next.
We are definitely looking forward to it. Lots of people are talking about it, even on my server, and we haven't gone to jungle yet, so there's lots of time before we should go to the wetlands.
Well, and I think that's such an advantage for you guys, is like to see and what older servers are experiencing in some of those events, because the strategy you're going into it with is totally different. Whereas work, like, we just kind of show up and pitch camp and hope for the best.
Yeah, but what's interesting I find about the events and how they unfold and how Jake Dog benefits from this is, so when VJ first started, we listened and witnessed how frustrating it was for the first batch to experience it. Then the second batch came out, and then the third batch came out, and every batch sequentially had different rules to it as it evolved.
Mhm.
So Jake Dog's listening to us all go through all these growing pains, and then by the time it gets to him, it's like it's perfected, and he's dealing with a new set of scenarios. Like everything's different, not different, but improved, right?
Yeah, but I think too, like I don't think that any of the Barren or Vast Jungle, especially events I've been to, have been the same. There's always been nuances to
Yeah,
things, like the little things that have changed that we've had to figure out
Address.
and adjust
Yeah.
for.
Yeah.
So, but I mean too, like I've always said, I play against myself for the most part. Like for me, I'm looking at my stats and grinding and just trying to prove my overall game. For me, it's fun to play against other people and to win against them, but at the end of the day, I am my biggest target in how I play the game. So even going into an event that's beta version where like it's super unknown and there's going to be mistakes made and there's going to be little things that don't run smoothly, it's still super fun for me because I'm still improving my game and I'm still like grinding against myself, and that never changes. So if the environment around me is a little chaotic, then so be it, and we figure it out. And at the end of the day, I've left with rewards and new experiences, so I'm pretty good. Like I don't get too bent out of shape when it's not great the first time. So for me anyway, that's just how I play though. But anyway, that's my TED Talk today.
I'm very much the same way, except on Duel of Queens. Then I'm after everybody, and they're all my competition.
I'm so bad at looking when it comes to mines, and I think Soul had mentioned this like a while ago when he was like I don't look. I like scroll through. If you've got the like up to 5K gathered, I'm just like bang, bang, bang. I look. I don't like look for the name. I just look for the amount. And even in duels, I'm super bad, especially because I forget to do it. And so I just grind through them and I'm like, oh crap, I like hit a few of my teammates or people I like. So like, I hope people don't take those things like super personally because I just
Wait,
like,
you're not supposed to do the people you like? I've been playing this the whole time wrong.
yeah, no, but I don't really look like I mean, except near the top because it's usually the same few players. But I throw myself like I usually throw myself against them just to see if like I've gotten any better.
What percentages?
No,
what percentages
knowing
you
I'm
get?
gonna like fully knowing that I'm not getting past them. But anyway,
Just a reminder to everyone who's listening: if you haven't put your name or your ID in the live ID channel, please do so. We do collect those and submit them to the fairies for a nice little gift. Just remember, and those who are posting their IDs on YouTube, Twitch, and TikTok, I will get around to collecting those, and they'll be added to the batch. So, just a quick reminder. Thank you very much. Thank you. Got a lot of chit chat going on in the channel here. I noticed we had an old friend stop by. Rotary Rex is in the house. But yeah, like I like to throw myself up against those big boys. And you know what's funny about that is sometimes you get a win and you're like, what? It's not because your ants perform better. It's because their ants suck.
Yeah,
right.
That's my favorite.
Oh yeah, well no, like there's some that you bounce off and you're like, oh, so like I like seeing how people have got themselves set up, but I made the mistake because you farming speed ups, you take your buffs off, and I couldn't figure out today why my groundhog score was like off. I still did well, so like I cannot complain. Yeah. But I went to look and I was like, oh crap, I totally didn't redo my germs. Like I just, you know what, you got to laugh at yourself sometimes because it's a lot to take off and take on. I think it would be so nice to just have an automatic button, like to like so you could do certain setups really easy, because it's a lot to like take everything out, put everything back in, even for Pango, because I do all of my my buffs for that too.
Right.
Yeah. Anyway, I just laughed at myself today. I'm like, oh, look at me go. But I'm fine. I'm still doing fine. But I was like, oh, well, that explains why. Because I couldn't for the life of me figure out. I was like, what am I doing wrong? Like, because I forget how I set stuff up the week before sometimes. I really should.
Because
I
it's
really
so much.
should.
There's a lot.
It is a lot. I'm like, did I have the ant in that like mutation? And you like to retry stuff, right? So I'm like, oh, and then afterwards I was like, oh, well, that makes a lot of sense why I was like getting much lower hits. Duh. But don't forget to laugh at yourself in the game because all of us do things from time to time that are super noob.
It's a lot. There's a lot going on.
Just time to time. Occasionally it happens more often than I'd like to admit.
Yeah.
I
My
admit it all the time.
my favorite mistake is when I plan to pre-gather and we're on season and a battle starts at let's say 28 UTC and we get a call to we have to defend this tower, and you pour it away and you realize that all your pre-gathering meant for nothing.
Yes. That's why I try not to pre-gather in season because
Yeah,
like
I know.
I just because I know I'm going to do that 100%.
Yeah. So you gather and then you look and you're like, where'd all these reports come from? And you're like, oh, that would have been HLs.
Or you were gathering and you thought that you switched over to your like troops and you go and hunt hornets and you wonder why you haven't killed any hornets.
All your TPUs are dying.
You're like, oh, oopsie. Yeah, it happens.
No patience, Wolfie. There's no patience.
Oh, no. Those. I try. There's some stuff I have super patience for, and then other stuff I'm like, oh, not so much. But
I think circling back to your teleport thing, I think teleport should be abolished. We should just be able to go where we want to.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think
Even
in certain
everywhere.
circumstances, it makes a ton of sense. Like it just because the thing is, the full nature of this game, really, for the most part, is PvP. For me, anyway. And it's like if you want me to be fighting, like it shouldn't be such a handicap to come in and like do the full on because you're always like, I don't know about you, but I'm always rationing for that next event. Got to get like speed ups, or you got to get your honeydew saved up, so you can't like fully invest because it's going to harm you somewhere else.
Speaking of the next event, why do we got to wait 22 days? I'm so snorefest.
I'm happy to do speed ups.
Oh, okay. All right. I don't farm speed ups. I just use diamond. I farm diamond. I
do. I didn't realize how many speed ups I used this event, but I was also running 2 troops for a lot. So
yeah,
it's like, oh,
you gotta, That's a big thing. When you run the 2 troop march, you don't realize you're going like it's twice as fast. Obviously, you're using 2, but you don't realize how fast you go through them.
Well, and I watched it. It the spending outweighed the advantage it gave, but it was like I understood the cost at the time. I'm fine. I got speed ups, but I don't have soul level speed ups, so I got to work on that. But yeah.
Well,
and honeydew.
How much honeydew do you have saved? I got like 3.1. I'm like the quintessential set a timer for when the Ladybug store resets and just keeps every day. I do the Ladybug store. I think it's like 6 times a day.
I got 2G, but I do a lot of fighting. Like I got over 1 billion kills that last event. So
yeah, it was good. Good for you. That was good.
It was a lot for me. So
it was good. But yeah, if you're at the front every time, you might as well kill stuff.
Yes.
Right. The time was perfect for you. You were, the fight windows were good because that's usually when you're, the tail end is when reset happened. And then the majority of the fighting is before protection time. And with the time change, it benefited you huge.
This time around, like I kind of missed the middle window, but I think that like as long as I can catch a 4-hour window somewhere, I can do a lot of damage in that 4 hours.
Yeah, right.
Which is usually what I try for, but that's all. Anyone else got anything to add? We're getting close to the end of this.
Yeah, I think it's. I think everyone needs to post their IDs in the live ID channel, please, if you haven't done so. And we'll wrap this Sunday up. Hopefully there'll be more information or maybe a quick update next week to give us more content. I was
Mhm.
surprised there wasn't an update this morning with or at least a preview of something that we could have used. But hey, sometimes it's a slow time. Remember last year? Was it last year? No, we're not talking about the Cowboys, Rick. I don't want to talk about the Cowboys. Okay, I don't want to talk about how they don't deserve the cheerleaders that they pay for. But anyways, yeah, I mean, hopefully there'll be some more. He's from Texas too. What a jerk! He's from Texas. He's complaining. Hopefully there'll be some more content we can talk about next week. Remember, we do have the Stage Topics channel where you can post some topics, ideas, and go ahead and put those in there so that we can talk about it on stage. I want to thank everyone who is on YouTube, Twitch, and TikTok. We will get around to collecting your IDs and adding them to the list. And I don't think there's anything else we need to review or go over. You guys have anything you want to say?
No, you pretty much covered it. Mine was the Stage Topic channel because I've been pushing that a little bit in World Chat because I think that there's a lot of great questions out there that are just not being asked. So please, load up our topics channel and bring us some ideas so we can get the info and have a discussion.
Yep. Oh, there was a hand raised. Sorry we didn't get to it. Time's cutting short, but you can attend next week and we'll definitely get around to bring you up on stage. Thank you very much, Jake Dog. You good?
Yep. Have a good rest of your Sunday, everybody.
Okay.
Did we lose Otto? Okay.
It sounds like it.
Okay. Well, I'll just close it down and thank everybody for coming. We super appreciate that y'all showed up today and we look forward to seeing you next week. So enjoy your Sunday.
Goodbye.
Bye, everybody.